Thank you, Mr. President. As some of you know, today is World Down Syndrome Day. World Down Syndrome Day is celebrated on the 21st day of the third month to signify the uniqueness of the triplication of the 21st chromosome, which occurs and causes Down syndrome. Down syndrome is the most commonly occurring chromosomal condition. Approximately 1 in every 700 babies in the United States is born with Down syndrome. Down syndrome occurs in people of all races and economic levels. People with Down syndrome have an increased risk for medical conditions such as congenital heart defects, respiratory and hearing problems, Alzheimer's disease, childhood leukemia, and thyroid conditions. Many of these conditions are now treatable, so many people with Down syndrome lead healthy lives. Individuals with Down syndrome share some common traits, but every individual with Down syndrome is unique. People with Down syndrome attend school, work, participate in decisions that affect them, have meaningful relationships, vote, and contribute to society in many wonderful ways. All people with Down syndrome experience cognitive delays, but the effect is usually mild to moderate and is not indicative of the many strengths and talents that each individual possesses. Quality educational programs, a stimulating home environment, good health care, and a positive support from family, friends, and the community enable people with Down syndrome to lead fulfilling and productive lives. And I'd like to share with you today something written by Christina Johnson. The four-leaf clover is considered a rare variation of the three-leaf clover. No one is sure how or why the extra leaf develops when all other biological and environmental conditions are the same. But they are considered good luck and cherished by all who possess them. Down syndrome occurs in much the same way. No one knows why some babies are born with an extra chromosome, but those of us that are fortunate to have them in our lives consider it a gift. We are the lucky few. Our clovers are not worth more or less than the standard ones. They are just merely different. My hope is that one day differences will be cherished and celebrated as much as the four-leaf clover. 17 years ago, we were blessed with a son with Down syndrome. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to my wife and I and our family. And his love goes far beyond just our family. It stretches out beyond that to our friends and even to, I'm going to try to gather myself here, to other people. And I want to share a story. This year, Andrea came home and said, the basketball coach wants Chase to be the manager of the basketball team. And I was like, well, I'm not sure that's a good idea because I coached my oldest son AAU and I knew how competitive it was and I didn't want him to be a distraction to the team and what they were trying to get accomplished. And he was like, no, we want him there. He's good for the team. He's good for us and we want him around. So he became the manager of the basketball team. And the coach there, Coach Olson, is he's not just a great coach. He's a great individual, great person. And he's been able to share that with the team and the coaches all year long. And so when Andrea came home one day and told a story that one of the coaches told her, I thought this is kind of why he's there. So one day after practice, they're in the locker room and they're trying to get all fired up for the game the next day. And the coach is like, hey, we need some music in here. We need to get everybody fired up. You know, we need to get this place going. We should have a music box in here. And Chase says, wait a minute, Coach, I got this. So Chase pulls out his iPhone, puts on the music, throws it in the middle of the floor, and starts playing his Christian music. So of course that fired the whole team up. And but anyway, that just shows how far his love and support and happiness goes far beyond just Andrea and I. And I know that I've heard him tell the coaches that he loves them, and I've heard them tell him that they love him. And so his love and happiness goes far beyond Andrea and I. So, Mr. President, without further ado, I'd like to, in closing, would ask that people join me and my family to create a single voice in advocating for the rights, inclusion, and well-being of all individuals with Down syndrome, the 21st day of March, and urge support of the resolution.
Roll call has been demanded. Further discussion? Not. Question before the Senate is shall the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor will vote yea. Those opposed will vote nay. The clerk will prepare the machine. Has every member voted? Has every member voted? So the clerk will close the machine and ascertain the results. On this question there being 34 yeas, 0 nays, 0 absent and not voting, more than a majority of those present and voting having voted in the affirmative, I declare the resolution passed.